to our mini tutorial on how to move Sage BusinessWorks to a new server. This tutorial will discuss how to install on the new server, how to back up the data from the old server, how to restore the data onto the new server, and how to uninstall and run the client setup necessary to complete the move to a new server. Some tips before installing BusinessWorks. Access the download at support.na.sage.com. Your login is required to download the product, and so if your password has been reset or the account has just been created, it'll take about an hour before you have access to the downloads. Make sure that you locate your product code prior to installing on the new server, and if you're unsure of what your product code is, please contact support. The program, application, and data files must be installed on the new server. Now let's go ahead and take a look at how to download the software. You're going to start by going to Internet Explorer, where Firefox works as well, and you're going to go to support.na.sage.com. This is going to take you to the Sage knowledge base, which also houses the downloads of the Sage BusinessWorks files. When prompted, go ahead and click Log On. If you do not have an account signed up for the portal, go ahead and click Sign Up for a Portal Account. If you do not know your password, go ahead and select Reset My Password. Doing either of these items will take about an hour before you can access the portal. In this case, we're going to go ahead and enter our login and our password and click Log On. Once logged in, we're going to choose the My Downloads option and then choose Sage BusinessWorks. This is going to bring you to the Downloads and Updates portion of the page. You'll see the latest product updates, which is where you will find the full versions of our software, as well as the latest updates, which are the service packs. For this tutorial, we're going to use the Sage BusinessWorks 2017 download. Once the download displays, you're going to see you have two options for downloading. You're going to have Download Now, which uses the Download Manager, which is an additional software that's installed to your computer to assist with the download. Or you can try the Direct Download, which is a little bit faster and is to be used in case of any error messages. For this tutorial, we're going to use the Download Now option. If the download does not automatically display, go ahead and click the Manual Download option. Once the software has been downloaded, it's going to ask you to choose a location for the download, and for ease of use, we're going to select the Downloads folder and click OK. Once the download is complete, it's going to ask if we want to allow the program to make changes, and we're going to say yes to that. Then it's going to ask us where we would like to extract the installation files to on the local computer. We're going to leave it to the C drive default and click Setup. You'll now be prompted as a reminder for the PA DSS compliance. Your credit card information will no longer be stored in the software, so if you're upgrading from an older version of the software, please be sure to set up a Sage Exchange account for storing of credit cards, and we're going to click Install Software to continue. And then we're going to type in the word install to confirm our intent to install the software. Once the files have been extracted, you are now ready to begin the Sage BusinessWorks installation. Now that we've downloaded Sage BusinessWorks, let's go ahead and take a look at how to prepare for the new install on the new server. So the first thing that we're going to do is create a new Sage folder on the server. So we're going to right click on Start, go to Open Windows Explorer, choose the drive that you want the install to be placed in. Then in an open area, you're going to right click, select New, and select folder. We're going to call this folder Sage, and then we're going to hit enter. Now we need to make sure that this Sage folder is shared with full control for all users. To do that, we're going to right click on the folder, go to Properties, we're going to go to the Sharing tab, and then we're going to click on Advanced Sharing. We're going to select Share this folder. We're going to go into the permissions and make sure that everybody has full control. So you see here we have the Everyone group listed, but full control is not selected. So we're going to hit Allow for full control, and then hit OK, and OK again. We're going to do the same check for security, although a lot of times the security you want to be a little bit more restrictive. One of the groups you can add to it is authenticated users, which is not listed here either. So we're going to hit Edit, and we're going to add, and you can either add the Everyone group authenticated users or the specific users you would like to have access to this folder. We're going to give that authenticated users group full control, hit OK, and then hit Close. The folder is now ready to begin the install. So when we're ready to install, we're going to click Install Sage BusinessWorks. We're going to click Yes if user account control comes up. And then we're going to hit Next to begin the installation. When the end user license agreement comes up, please read through the end user license and then accept the terms to continue. Right here we're going to choose the installation type. Now if you're just moving this from one standalone computer to another, you'll choose the standalone version. If it is a networked version of the install, you're going to choose network installation and then enter the product code that coincides with the version that you have purchased. This is very important, as entering the wrong product code will result in you not being able to fully utilize the product. In this instance, we're going to do a client server install. And then if it's not already defaulted, you want to make sure that the program files and the data files are pointing to the folder that you had originally created. And you can do that by clicking on the Browse button and then browsing to the C drive and then Sage, and then you would just type in a \bwprog for program, or BW data for the data directory. As you see in this case, they're already pre-populated with the defaults. We're going to go ahead and hit Next. And this is going to be the folder that the pervasive install will go to. You can change that to the D drive if you like, but it's going to default to the C program files pervasive folder. The next item we will choose is the client data path that the users will use to access the data. We're going to leave that to the option selected and go ahead and hit Next. Then you're going to select which program folder you would like the program to install to. This is what's going to appear in your Windows Start menu. And then here you're going to confirm that it has the correct program path, data path, and that the client data path is correct as well. And then you're going to hit Next to begin the install. The first thing that it's going to install is the pervasive engine, and then the second thing that it will install is the BusinessWorks program files. Once the installation has completed, you'll receive a Finish dialog. Go ahead and click Finish, and then verify that you can log into Sage BusinessWorks. The default login and password on a new installation such as this is manager and no password. As you will see, you right now can only see the sample and demo company. The installation on the new server is now complete. Now that we've finished the install on the new server, let's take a look at what needs to be done next. On the old server, you are going to go up to File and Backup. You're going to hit Next through the first backup wizard screen. And then here is where you're going to select the company to back up. I always recommend backing up the system company first, then followed by each company that you're going to move over to the new server. We're going to select System and then hit Next. we're going to select the location that we want to place that system backup. So in this instance, we're just going to create a folder on the hard drive called New Server. And then we're going to place the files within that folder. The system backup will take a little bit longer than the company backups, and it may appear like it's hanging. It is going through, it just takes a little bit longer due to the way the backup process has to run. Once the system backup is complete, we're going to say yes to back up another database, and we're going to back up our next company. We're going to select that company and go ahead and hit next. We're going to put it into the same folder as the system backup. We hit next, and we are going to start the backup. Once this backup is complete, you're going to go ahead and continue to back up each database until all your databases that will be moved over to the new server are complete. Since we are now finished, we're going to go ahead and hit no. And now we are finished with the backups on the old server. The next step will require you to place that folder that you placed on the desktop to a location where you can access it on the new server. If the two servers are networked together, you can place it on a network location. If not, you can place it onto an external hard drive or a flash drive to bring it over to the new server. We are now back at the new server, and we have placed the folder that we created with the backups in it from the old server and placed it here on the new server on the desktop. The next step is going to be to restore these backups into the new version. The first backup that you are going to start with is the system backup. So we are going to go to File and Restore. We're going to hit Next. We are going to go into that new server folder and select the backup that says System. You're going to go ahead and hit Next to continue. Confirm that it is restoring the BW System 1400 database, and go ahead and click Start. This is going to bring over your forms, your users, and your registration information. If any of your modules are grayed out when you try to log into a company, that means that the system backup has not been restored from the old server. Go back to the old server, make a system backup, and then come back into the new server and restore the system backup. Exit out of the program, log back in again, and you will be set to go. This restore is going to take some time, so we're going to go ahead and let that process through. Sometimes it's going to appear to be locking up, but that is just part of the normal restore process. Once the restore system is complete, we're going to go ahead and say yes to restoring another database. We're going to select our company database and hit Next. We're going to confirm that the company ID is showing the company ID of our database and click Start. Once this is complete, we're going to say no to restoring a database. Once you close out of BusinessWorks and go to log back in again, you're going to log in with your credentials that were created on your old server. We're going to go ahead and put the password in. We're going to go ahead and log in. You'll notice now that your company is now listed. You're going to select over to that company, and you do have access to everything that you have registration entered for. So this is all that would need to be done on the new server. Once the installation is complete on the server, you're going to go to your workstations, and you are going to need to uninstall the Sage BusinessWorks client. There's no need to touch Pervasive, and then you will reinstall the client, pointing it to the new server. To uninstall the Sage BusinessWorks client, go to the Windows Start menu, and then you can either type in Control Panel into the search, or you can select Control Panel from the Start menu options. Then you can go to Programs and Features, and then you'll see you have the Sage BusinessWorks client listed. Go ahead and choose the Sage BusinessWorks client and then choose uninstall. When given the option, you're going to choose to uninstall the client and then confirm that you want to uninstall the Sage BusinessWorks client. Once the uninstall is complete, we're going to go ahead and click Finish. Once we have uninstalled the client that was pointing to the old server, we need to now reinstall the client pointing to the new server. The first thing that we're going to do is right-click on Start, go to Open Windows Explorer. Up here in the bar, we're going to type in // and then the name of the server. And hit Enter. You will then see the Sage folder that you have shared, and then you'll go to the BW-Prog folder, then into the client setup folder, where you will run the autorun.exe. When prompted, you're going to choose to install the Sage BusinessWorks client. If you're prompted for user account control, go ahead and say yes. Hit Next to continue the install. It's going to already detect that you have the correct version of Pervasive installed because you did not uninstall that previously. So you're going to go ahead and hit OK. You're going to confirm the program group that it's going to be installed into. You're going to confirm the installation type, the program path and data path, and then you're going to hit Next to begin the install. Once the install is complete, you're going to click Finish, and you're going to verify that you can launch the Sage BusinessWorks client. Going to go ahead and log in with your credentials, and then you'll want to check Help and About and make sure that the program path and data path listed are the program path and data path to your new server instead of your old server. Once that has been confirmed, your installation is now complete on this workstation, and you can continue on to the other workstations in the network. I just want to thank you for viewing our video tutorial today on how to download and install Sage BusinessWorks. If you have any further questions, please visit our knowledge base at support.na.sage.com. Thank you.